Hello boys and girls, and welcome back to another day of art. This week in art we are creating art inspired by Henri Matisse, and he was an artist who used cut paper collage to create his art. So we are going to use beautifully colored piece of paper on a black background, and as always, if you don't have these colors, or if you don't have colors at all, you just have white paper, you can always paint your paper, your white paper, and then wait for it to dry and then use that paper. So we are going to start by creating squares of each color. So I'm going to actually use something called putting all the pieces together and cutting all pieces at the same time. So I'm going from the corner and I'm gonna cut out a big square or rectangle. That way all my pieces are the same size when I go to lay them on my background. So I put all 4 pieces together and cut them all out at the same time. And so now I have 4 squares that are the same size. So I'm going to take those squares and I'm going to place them on my paper. I can have them overlap each other. I can turn them and twist them any direction that I want on my paper. They can overlap. I'm going to have them kind of go like that. So once I have my paper the way I want it laid out, I'm going to do just a dot, not a lot of glue on each one. This yellow piece has 2 pieces on top of it, so I'm gonna make sure I pick that one up first and add just a dot, not a lot, to each piece there first, so that way it's not in the way when I'm trying to glue down my pieces that are on top. Just a dot, not a lot. Place it down where I want it to go. Oops. And then the pink piece is under the purple piece, so I'm going to glue down the pink piece first, the pink paper first. And you don't have to use the same colors that I'm using. You can use any colors that you want. Just choose 4 different beautiful bright colors for your collage. Now that I have my 4 pieces cut out, I'm going to add some shapes on top. Use a pencil to draw these shapes out. So I can draw any type of shape I want. I can draw kind of like a zigzag line shape so that it looks kind of like a star all over. I can draw a spiral that I can cut out. I'm gonna do 2 more shapes. I'll do a triangle, maybe 2 triangles on the blue paper. And on the last paper, I'm going to draw a circle. So now I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna safely cut out these different shapes. Making sure that I turn my paper and not my scissors as I'm cutting around each shape. Being very careful. This one's kind of coming down, so I gotta move my fingers out of the way, away from the blade. Being safe, making sure that there's a grown-up near me as I'm cutting. Move my hand out of the way. There we go. So I have my first shape. I'm going to think about where I want it to go. I don't want to place it on top of the purple because it's already purple. You won't be able to see it. So I want to think about maybe the yellow or the blue. I really like how it goes on the yellow. So making sure that the lines, the pencil lines, are the side where I place my glue so that way the other side is facing up and we don't see our pencil lines. I'm going to glue just a dot, not a lot. Press down. All right, now I'm gonna work on my spiral. So I'm gonna start, to make a spiral, I'm gonna start at the edge, and I'm gonna follow that pencil line all the way around. And it's okay if it's not a perfect circle as you're cutting, you're just trying your best. Cutting around. Go to that edge. Cut around. Keep cutting around and around until I reach the end. And now I'm actually going to follow that pencil line back around. So I did like a little circle and I'm cutting all the way back to the beginning, still following that pencil line, but going the opposite direction now. There we go. And now I have a spiral. So now I'm going to take pink paper and my purple paper. I'm going to take that spiral and I'm going to think about where I want it to go. I think I want it to go in the middle of my paper. So I don't have pencil lines because I cut them out, but I'm still going to add just a dot, not a lot, on the pencil side and glue it down to the middle of my paper. And it's not on top of the pink because then it wouldn't show up. So if it's the same color, you want to place it somewhere else so it doesn't blend in. You want it to stand out. Now I'm going to think about where I want my two triangles to go. I'm going to start by cutting those out. So I have one triangle and I have two triangles. And let's see. If I put them on top of the blue, I can't see them. But I can have them overlapping and next to the blue. So I could do two like that, or I could place them on the pink, or the purple, or the yellow, wherever you want them to go. I think I want mine to go on the pink. So something like that on the pink. So just a dot, not a lot. And my next one, just a dot, not a lot. All right, so I have my two shapes there. And now I'm gonna do my last shape, which is a yellow circle. So I'm gonna cut out my yellow circle. I drew it in pencil first. And I might cut off this paper so it's easier for me to cut out this circle. And it's okay if you can't follow the line completely. Try your best to follow the line as best as you can. All right, and now I'm gonna add just a dot, not a lot of glue on this yellow circle, and I'm gonna place it so that it's overlapping the purple and the black. All right, now I can add more shapes if I want to, but it's up to you if you want to use the same colors, if you want to add more circles or more kind of zigzag line shapes or more triangles, or if you want to keep trying to do a spiral. You're just practicing drawing and creating these cut paper collage and overlapping shapes. So we're just practicing and trying our best at cutting out different shapes and thinking about the artist Henri Matisse and looking at his work and how he cuts paper to create his collages. I hope that you enjoy creating your Henri Matisse inspired collage using cut paper, and I cannot wait to see what you create. Thank you so much, boys and girls. We'll see you next time.